What's up, trainers, masters, professors, and champions? Riku Shiron here again today, and we're gonna be doing a little something different again. We're still continuing with the Pokemon trend. Based off the new trailer, though, there were a lot of map images, and there's a few of them I'm kind of shaky on where I think they are, but I want to see if we can actually place all these different map images somewhere on the Paldea map and see how close we are. I just think this would be something fun to do before Scarlet and Violet releases, and then compare it to the actual game later on to see just where everything ended up being. Some of them are very, very blatant. Some of them not so much, and I would love to hear what y'all think about where they need to go. Because especially on the ones I have no idea on, I'm kind of free balling it, to be completely honest. So let's go ahead and transfer over and see what I've got. So right now, we've got just the blank image here. All right. And I've got a couple different ones. And we're going to start with the very first map image that appears in the new trailer. That being this one here. I honestly really think this is just right here because you can see the Pokeball symbol and everything like that. It definitely has the little river going up out of it. The 2 rivers, 3 rivers that are all leading out to sea. So this definitely has to do with that town. And it's probably even rotated a little bit. I'm not going to be rotating them to make them fit or anything like that. I'm just putting them in their approximate place. The second area is where the grass type gym is. Definitely right here in this right hand side off from the town. It's probably the first city that you run into, the first trainer. So one of the easier gym leaders to deal with, and where you'll find your first gym at. On to the next one, we got this one right here. And that's honestly, this is the only spot I could think of that kind of fit this area. I'm not entirely sure where else it could go. If you disagree with me, definitely let me know. Let me where you think where the third image should go. But for right now, to me, it definitely seems like it's right there in that same kind of area. A lot of these images definitely seem to be in that corner of the map for the most part. And once I'm done, I'll put all the images back up to see how close we were. Now this one, I had a lot of trouble with this. The only place I thought it could be is maybe a small town somewhere off to the side of this. There's no water, nothing really to stand out and make it look like it could be anywhere else. No real defining characteristics of the map, in my opinion. So it was definitely kind of hard to figure out where this one was. There is a little bit of a ravine that I really didn't see until now. So maybe this is actually over near that gym as well. Maybe it's right where that little hill is. So like maybe right there. Actually, yeah, I think this is somewhere right in this area, to be honest, because it looked like it could be here because it's got the same kind of shape. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it like right down here in this area though for the time being, because there's nothing that really shows. Oh, there's the broken lines too though. So maybe this is right here. It's kind of hard to tell with this one. This is one of those ones that I was saying I was kind of shaky about. So it looks like it might actually be rotated and turned. And it's actually, yeah, I think it is. I think it is actually right there instead. So there's some of these that I'm still a little off on. This one here, if I remember correctly, is also one that I was kind of leery about. And I'm not entirely sure why I put it there. Oh, I put it there for this like step over the bridge and everything, because there are the 2 like water spots there, and it looks like possibly. Well, there's also a road there. So this one's kind of weird too. I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like best bet is like right here on the edge of all this. So we're gonna leave that right here for the time being. If you have a better idea of where that one should go instead, definitely let me know. I'd love to see where y'all got it. Feel free to tag me on Twitter, whatever, however you want. Again, this is another image of that same starting gym. Not much to explain. You got the windmill, you got the maze, all that kind of stuff. This one, on the other hand, whoa, I almost grabbed the wrong thing. This one, on the other hand, the only place I felt like it could sit is honestly right here, but even when rotating it in my head, I don't feel like there's a good spot for this anywhere on the map at the moment, other than maybe right there at the village. But even still, I feel like the closest spot we can get is right here. Unless there's a better aerial shot of the map, I'm roughly saying it's here. Although, at the same time, I feel like it could be way up here. It's kind of hard to tell. It looks like there's possibly part of the side of the map cut off, so yeah, let's actually put it up here for the time being. In this corner where it takes up this little bit and that little bit. So I think that's more of an accurate placement for this one. As for this image, I honestly couldn't find anywhere else they really matched up. So I think this is another one that's been rotated, to be completely honest, and that it's actually this little that water on the right hand side is the intersection of this river and this river. So I think our best bet is to place it right there in that little nook and cranny. It looks like there's a little step up that's right behind next to those mountains. So that is my best bet on that one. Moving on to the next image. This one is either out in the water, which all this looks way too light blue to be the water, or it's up here in the mountains somewhere. It could possibly be that city in the very far back that we're seeing back there, but at the same time, I'm not entirely sure because there's another city right up there. So I'm thinking that is actually up in the mountains. It seems realistic. It seems like a good spot for it. The next one is this little spot. There's no way this is not that little mountain. No way. Like, I refuse to believe it. There's the water running across the bridge down in the right hand corner of this piece of the map. I think that's the perfect spot for that one. Same with this one. This one's pretty interesting because it's got quite a few bodies of water. There's the little island that's sticking out of the wall there as well, as you can see, and then the two islands here and what looks to be an island inside that one, but it looks like that one's actually cut off on the map because you got the little dot. So I definitely say this is kind of in that same little grasslandsy area. From there, I would say this one looks like it's probably right in the same area as this. I couldn't really find anywhere else that I felt like really fit this because, like, you only got the one waterway. There's a bridge, but this is another one that I'm really unsure of because it seems like it could be a lot of spots. Heck, it could honestly be somewhere up in here. But I'm gonna roughly say it's probably somewhere right in this area, leaning towards this upper part more so than anything else, or this lower part right here, where the bridge is actually, even if you rotate that, that still doesn't seem right. It don't seem right. Actually, this might be right here. Right there, because there's a little bridge. But there's also another waterway running through there. So now, I honestly think the best spot for this one is probably somewhere around here. really kind of unsure about this one. If you have a better idea for where it should go, let me know down in the comments below. From there, we got this one. This one's kind of weird because I feel like it could only be like this corner of the map right here, because you don't see any sand. It's definitely got the same kind of like shape for, you know, the little cutout of the land right there, the little curvature as well to it. So I think this is definitely this little edge right here, although there is a little point that comes off as well. And I'm not really seeing anywhere else with that same kind of set of features where something comes out and points to the side. So I don't know. Again, some of these are really hard to try and figure out where they would be at. At least until like give us like a full overview of the map itself. This one, I felt like the only part it could be. Oh, no, wait, hold on. That might be the main city, actually. I think that's the main city. Instead of putting this one over here like I had originally thought, that's the main city. Yeah, because there's a little water puddle right there. There's a little water piece right there. I'm using the top left-hand side of this picture to point with, by the way. There's the two curvatures that lead up to that. The bridge coming down from right here, and a bridge coming here. We can't see this bridge, but it looks like it's this, just this little area right here. So that's got to be the main little school, academy, whatever you want to call it. You know, that thing. Yeah, it's that thing. It's that thing. As for the next, there's only one place on the map that has a curved set of roads like that, and that is definitely this little town right here before the academy. From there, we've got this. I was thinking this was in the water to begin with, because it looks like it's just a couple of islands out in the water, but there's a very strong possibility that could be somewhere up in here as well. So for the time being, I'm just going to put this with the other one. Maybe a little bit further down, as though it's like connecting over here, or it's, yeah, I think somewhere around here, because there's another little like town on the mountain as well. So I think that's just somewhere in the mountain. This, ooh, almost grabbed the wrong thing again, is definitely leading up to this city here. It took me a while to figure it out, but I can see the little straight lines here. So like left most, another one, looks like a little bit there. So this is definitely leading into that city right there. I mean, it even matches up with the city to some degree on the map. And then we have this city here. Ugh, grabbing the wrong thing again. I keep grabbing the picture behind everything and almost moving the map of Paldea. But I think that's definitely this city up here. You can see the little boat landing or dock that points out into the sea. None of the other sea-based towns have that same shape, so this has definitely got to be that village up there, or city, town, whatever you want to call it. This is definitely set here in the woods, going right out. I mean, you can really see how it lines up. Like, that is the exact same shape for that edging. The road lines up really well. That other Pokemon Center is up on the hill. There's just no other place that could be. This one, of course, is definitely the starting point area. Like, you're starting down at the very bottom of the map and working your way through the rest of the whole continent. Can't really call it anything but a continent. This one over here was really hard for me. I couldn't really decide on a good spot for it. And now, after noticing this, I actually think this one shouldn't be over here. This is actually that big academy at that back. Like, looking more and more at it, that's gotta be the academy. And it leads into an area you can't go into, that big vortex. So that would make a lot of sense. This one over here, I really couldn't find any good spot to place it. It looks like it could be the same. Kind of got the same shape, same kind of terrain. Looks like almost. Again, this is one that I'm unsure of, so if you have a better idea, definitely let me know down in the comments. Because I'm particularly stumped about that one, to be 100% honest. This one down here, I mean, look at that. Look at that. It just fits so nicely. It's got the multiple steps. It's got the bunches of lakes or ponds, whatever you want to call them. The river flowing through it, coming down off the mountain. That is definitely the spot for that. Then going up from there, the only place, this one is another one of those situations where it's pretty blatant where it is. You got the two ponds in the middle of the desert with a little road running up the side. Yeah, those are definitely the same area. This one here, that one was really hard to place. And it's the only one that I spent a good 15 minutes looking at this one, going, where in the world does this go? But it makes sense because you can see where it connects up into the mountains. You can see where the river flows through it on the backside in between the mountains and the deserty area. And it runs right out into the sea, and then it looks like it's edged off or inaccessible, which would make sense for that top right hand side of the map that's not being shown by the clouds. After that, this is definitely right there at the volcano city. No other place it could be, only town that fits the same shape. It's got the same number of entrances, which is what looks to be 4 or 5 if you're including the one that goes into the vortex. From there, we get this one. Again, right there at that little seabed area, probably leading out and down from where it's at. I know that image is kind of small, so I will make it a little bit bigger for y'all. And I think it's been rotated. That's like 90 degrees? Yeah, 90 degrees to the right. Because I think it's leading out down this way. So that would make sense for this little area right there. And then the last image, because there were 30 of these. Again, I thought it was these ones are really hard to place, but the only place I can think of is up here in the mountains. And possibly this is this other little town over here, because there is a Poke Center. So those are the locations I was thinking of. Now I will go back through and turn all these different images on so you can see where I think every single individual map image from the game has ended up and layered. There are a couple of them that look to be layered over top of each other, like this one and that one, because they are the same city. Looks like they kind of connect. And it leads out into the desert area. Again, this is that top corner. Oh, yeah, I just noticed we had two images of that same top corner. And it's kind of interesting to see that they gave us little map bits. I don't think they've shown too much of any of the areas around here that would set up for all these. And I did try to make them as close to like the size of the map as I could, but we've got a lot of images. They gave us 30 of them. Yeah, 30 of them. We're right at 30 of them. It was 28, 29 in total, but that's a lot of areas. So with that said, thank you everybody for dropping by and watching the video, checking it out. Let me know if there's any of these places that you just think I was absolutely wrong on where their placement was. And if you have a better location for them, maybe send me images, tweet them at me, whatever you need to do to get them sent to me. You can join the Discord. A link will be down below. talking about it. It's fun theorizing about these map placements, and honestly, I'm really excited to see how this map turns out, because it looks like it's going to be humongous. Absolutely larger than life for a Pokemon game, and I can't wait to see just how much we get to explore. I'm really, really excited for this. Scarlet and Violet look amazing. The new Pokemon look amazing. And with that, I'm going to get out of here. Much love to you all, and you have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.